More ships and aircraft carrying aid will soon arrive in Tonga after the devastating volcanic eruption and tsunami. The first flights from Australia and New Zealand landed on Thursday carrying water, shelter, communication equipment and generators. Joining me live is the Director of International Programs at Unicef Australia, Felicity Weaver. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Felicity.
Thanks for having me.
So HMAS Adelaide left Brisbane. It's expected to arrive in Tonga in around 5 days. What is on the HMAS Adelaide and what is the communications like that you're hearing at the moment in Tonga?
So UNICEF has about 10 metric tonnes of supplies that were pre-positioned in Brisbane that are on that ship and expected to arrive shortly. Largely it's water, sanitation and hygiene kits, water purification tablets, buckets and containers for water. Contamination of water is still a huge risk for people's health in Tonga. There's also recreation kits for children on that ship. We are always concerned about children, the shock and stress that they're under in an emergency like this, and needing to have some resumption of normal life and be able to play. It's so therapeutic for them, and so the shipments also including things for children.
And we're also hearing that the main airport's being cleared, but some of the other main concerns are not only the clean water that is needed, but the ash and the toxicity in the air.
Yeah, a massive cleanup effort will be ongoing in this initial recovery period. Reports are still coming in from our colleagues in UNICEF about exactly what can be done. As you know, Tonga is a COVID-free island, so there's challenges with getting surge staff on the ground. But those supplies arriving is really critical in this initial stage. And then, the rehabilitation and recovery will be ongoing for, months and potentially years to come.
And you mentioned the supplies for the children and trying to get some sort of sense of normality. Children make up 1/3 of the population in Tonga. So what are your main concerns moving forward after the cleanup?
Yeah, so psychosocial support children really processing the fear and the stress that they have experienced, getting back to normal life, which includes going back to school. Schools were scheduled to go back in the next few weeks, and that may be delayed. We're still assessing the damage to schools, but UNICEF is providing tents which can be used as temporary classrooms to get kids back to normal life as quickly as possible.
And we're also, Felicity, hearing stories of survival. Lasala Folau, who was stranded on a log for close to 30 hours, alive and doing well. Are you hearing any stories like that? I guess it's probably a bit too early with the lack of communication at the moment, but in the past, it's so hopeful and promising to hear some of the good stories after hearing such devastation.
Yeah, look, it is devastating, but we know that communities themselves are always the first responders in an emergency, helping one another, community members just being so heroic and helping those in need. So we expect to definitely hear more of those stories, and just community resilience is so important, and building that and really helping communities with the practical things that they need, but often it's the community coming together, particularly supporting children. Teachers are the ones providing that support and counselling to children in the first instance. So providing things that they can use to help their own communities is really key.
And communities outside Tonga love to help and support as well. And UNICEF has launched a Tonga Recovery Appeal. How can people donate?
Yeah, it's really simple. If you go to our website, unicef.org.au, and go to the Tonga Recovery Appeal, the funds will go directly to where they're needed. And, any little bit really does help, and generosity at this time is so critical.
Well, we're thinking of you and everyone at UNICEF and everyone, who is part of the cleanup and the operation. It's very, very devastating, but we really appreciate your time this morning. Director of International Programs at UNICEF Australia, Felicity Weaver.
Thank you.